I'm not trying to be extra, but my allergies, so I got me a little
Am I
warm.
gonna, I should practice how I'm going to say.
Don't touch the mic.
Sorry. Somebody who I admire is my husband, Sebastian Stan.
Really?
Can I say my husband?
No.
Your husband? Your husband? What did you say?
Not the
My
old white
husband.
man.
What about your husband?
Sebastian Stan?
The old white man.
Yo, Miss Hunt.
No.
Why not?
Sebastian Stan.
I want them to acknowledge that I'm taking in a very
If
state.
you acknowledge that Sebastian Stan is your husband, then you're gonna get him locked up.
That part. He's going to jail.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Just take them off. Ew.
Welcome, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sister Podcast. I think I said it wrong, but thank you for joining us today. We are so grateful and excited about this program. We have a lot of fun things that are going to go on today. And first, we just want to thank God for allowing us to be here. We ask and pray, Lord, that you just word our mouth, Heavenly Father, that you just continue to use us for your kingdom as you're doing, because we appreciate it, Lord.
Amen.
Today we have a fun show. We are going to be talking to our niece and nephew, or daughter and son, because their mothers are here. Eris Jones and Kevin Punch. We are talking about their exciting, successful, continuously successful career that God has blessed them and opened the doors for them. So that's who we have on the show today. We are going to, I'm going to let my mom, we have our mom here today, Pastor Sharon Turner, and we're going to let her introduce herself. And then we have our special guests that are going to introduce themselves. So let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. I am, as she said, the mother, and I am standing in for my other daughter who could not be here today. And Sharon Turner, Graham T., and we're here to interview these two amazing grandchildren of mine, and to let them talk about how they got into it, what they want from it, and the fun that they're having doing it. And we also, as we're talking about this, we want to let everybody know that success is based on relationship with the Lord as well. I want to give just a little small testimony of I know how Eris started out. And I wasn't there, but I heard about it from her aunt, her aunt is a minister. She's an apostle. And then her mom and dad, who are also ministers in the Lord, they were at this service, and her aunt was preaching and teaching about your destiny. Eris was 3 years old, and she had demonstrating with a lock. And she said, if you want to unlock your destiny, come up here and just turn the key, unlock your destiny. Eris wanted to go, and her mom was saying, no, baby, no, because she was just 3. And she said, I want to do it. I want to unlock it myself. And so she went, turned the key to unlock her destiny. 3 years old, and from that point on, she's been in the acting and modeling profession. So I just want everybody to know that when you rely on God, when you trust God, in the book of Joshua, it tells you how to be successful. And these are the things that God wants us to do, be successful. Because when we're successful in the areas that we're, let's say our purpose, where our purpose lies, and I like to say when you're in your lane, you can be successful by trusting God, relying on God, allowing God to lead you. There's not a consequence that the things that they've done have been so successful, because God orchestrated that, opened that door for them. But I'm not going to preach to you right now. We're going to go on and get this program started. I am so excited about being here today.
Okay. Introductions.
Well, hello, everybody. We're so excited to be here. I am normally one of the hosts, but now I'm a guest. It's such a pleasure being on this side of the table. No pressure here. So I'm happy. I'm the mom of Eris Jones and one of your kid actresses. I'm so happy to have these beautiful, I'll say these kids have such a beautiful heart.
They do.
And I'm so excited to have them here with us today, and also to just reach out. We've been getting a lot of questions. Me as a mom and my sister Shamara down there, Kevin's mom. We've been getting bombarded with a lot of questions and a lot of people reaching out. So we wanted to do this podcast today and invite them on and answer a lot of questions. So y'all make sure y'all like, share, comment, tag somebody that's has a kid that's trying to get into the industry or whatever. Go ahead and tag them in there. We're live now. My other sister's not here to do that part of it, the plug part, but I'm gonna fill in for her with that. She's so good at that. I'm gonna fill in for her that part. Like, share, tag, comment, come on in. Ask your questions in the chat. We do have a few, but if you're on now, put your questions in. We're gonna try to get as many questions answered as possible. But I am the mother of the beautiful Eris, and Pastor Turner was just saying how she, unlike her dream, went to church and stuck the key in the lock. I just want to add to that when she walked up there, I was telling her to go sit down. No, and she was like, well, I can't do it myself. I want to unlock my own dream. I was like, oh, okay, excuse me. All right. So I was like, well, go ahead. And when we got to the front of the line, I told the lady, Apostle Walker, that she wanted to do it herself. And she said, come on. So she stuck the key in and unlocked it. And the next week, we got a call from an agency that her first agency she signed with. The next week, we had an interview. She was signed on the spot. So, like they said, it's not something it's not coincidence. It's not happenstance. It's not just something that people just jump out there and do. It's about purpose, you know.
Yes.
And if you feel that's your purpose, you know, or your child's purpose, join us now. I had a friend always telling me, you know, I should do this. And it takes a village. That's the main thing. It takes, you gotta have because we can't do it alone.
Absolutely.
You have to have a community, you know, that's like-minded, that sees the vision and helps to push it. So I'm not gonna be too long, but Eris, would you like to greet the people?
Hi.
Oh, really?
Everyone. Thanks
Hello?
for having me.
Okay, we get it. She's trying to act shy right now.
No.
Okay. I'm going to throw it over to the other end of the table and let Shamara go ahead and greet the people. And then also we'll let Kevin.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. As Tanisha said, we get these questions all the time. So I'm excited to answer some of the questions about this point of life. And so I'm Shamara Punch, and kind of not the exact same. A lot of things happen. Very similar with Kevin and Eris is one thing that we know God definitely introduced us about in each other's life. But at 3 years old, Kevin came to my husband and I, and he used to love watching Raven's Home and different shows like that on Disney and Nickelodeon. And he was like, Mom, I'm going to be on TV and bring the whole world joy. And repeatedly said it. As parents, you know, you kind of like, okay. But he was consistent. And we had other friends with other agencies. They would see pictures of him on play dates and stuff. And people started reaching out. And as any parent, I would do my due diligence before just signing him with anyone, no matter how big their name was. And it just so happened the same agency Eris was with is the same agency Kevin ended up with, because his focus was acting and not modeling. And she really emphasized that she was going to bring that to life. And within 2 to 3 weeks of signing, he booked his first SAG job. And that's where he met his sister Eris. And that journey has been nothing but a blessing along the way. Just to watch God show you something and reveal something in your kid that allows them to walk in their purpose. You just want to make sure you're not doing anything to block that. And so we seek God in all things, and we always say what God has for us is what.
Amen.
Is what
God has for us is what's
4th.
There you go.
Okay.
And we say that every audition, and we keep it moving.
Okay.
So this is my son, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Your name is what?
Hi, everybody. My name is Kevin Punch, and I'm actually the second. And because Eris was being shy, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Come on, Kevin. Go.
Good afternoon, everybody. How is y'all day been? And please enjoy the rest of the podcast.
All right.
And it starts.
These two are literally twins. We call them twins. They do some of the same things. It's so funny. But we always call Kevin the middle child because he's like the balance between.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, the like goal is 100 likes.
100
100 likes for today. So
Okay.
y'all need
Oh,
to
we
start
need
liking on
100
here.
likes.
You need to
Y'all
start
heard it.
liking.
You heard it from the very young man himself. 100 likes. Can we get 100 likes today? It's a challenge. I like a good challenge. Can we get 100 likes? Like, share, and tag. You heard it.
Before we get into any questions, we have a couple of plugs that we want to do. We have a sponsor, right? Or two?
We do. We have a sponsor. We have Jones Paint Body Shop is one of our sponsors. We thank him. He actually was sponsoring this episode on today, so we appreciate you. We shout out Jones Paint Body, Tyler, Texas. Any paint and body shop needs that you have, you can visit him on Facebook, Jones Paint Body Shop. You can also go ahead and reach out to him, and he can take care of your insurance claims, all claims, whatever. He does it all. We
Yes,
also
he does.
have another one that we'll be sending a link to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought. Okay. Excuse us, guys. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to Melissa Pierce Jackson, or Melissa Pierce. She's come on a podcast a couple of times. She is an anointed woman of God. She just started her podcast and her ministry, Proverbs 31 Woman. So look her up on YouTube. Look her up on TikTok. We will have the link at the bottom of our page once this episode is over with. But it's amazing, and she's her podcast is for women who are trying to rebuild and regrow themselves.
Awesome.
It's very awesome. And then Shayna Thomas is an author. She's a screenwriter. She is my daughter's sister. So we're so close in age. Sometimes I want to say she's my daughter, but she's like a daughter or a sister, a good friend. We love Shayna. She is an author, a director, a screenwriter. She has a movie on Tubi. It's called Timeless. Look that up. Get those views up. It's really good. It's just 15 minutes. It's a really good movie. And then she has her second book, because she wrote a book about Black Wall Street years ago, which is really good. You can look her up on Amazon. She has her new book that drops today, or it might have dropped yesterday. It's called Catalyst. It's the first of many novellas, because it will be TV show in the future, but right now it is an awesome book. You guys will love it. It is a Black Wall Street billionaire novella, romance. It has all of the things in it that you want in a book, and it is awesome.
All right.
Okay, well, now we have questions for our guests on the show, and we just want to start it off with our first question is going to be, what do you guys like to do for fun when you are not acting?
You want me to go first?
You can start with you, Eris.
Well, really, like when I'm not acting or auditioning, I just like to, sit around and watch TV, because I like to see other people acting and see how other people act and interpret things. And I feel like it really impacts my acting to see those different takes on different characters. And I just like to read, but I don't like to read chapter books and stuff. I just read comic books and things like that. But yeah.
Good.
Studying. So it sounds like you studying your craft.
So when I'm not auditioning, interviews, with anything that has to do with acting, I'm also studying up, like Eris said, watching shows. I'm reading chapter books, comic books, mangas, anything. Playing basketball, drawing, any form of art, and hanging out with my family.
That's nice. I watch Eris watch TV. It's hilarious. She acts like us when we were young, but she's like on another level. And I'm pretty sure Kevin is the same way because she doesn't just watch TV. She has to pause and she has to do what they do. If it's a song, she's gonna learn a song like that. It's hilarious watching her look at TV. So we love that for y'all.
It's funny because when we say they're twins, literally we feel like, and we make it a joke, me and Shamara, you know, it's literally like if something happens at school with her, I'll get a call. We'll call each other to update each other on the kids' progress, and she'll say, "Let me tell you what happened with your son today." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this has happened to the one that said his twin right here, sister. Same thing happened. A call or something from not bad calls, but
They're like
accomplishments or whatever it is, or allergies. They both have bad allergies.
Lord.
If his is messing up, then hers is messed up the same time. It's like twins. So we just always say that, yeah, they must have had same parents in another life.
another life. Yes, they did.
We make it a joke like what's really going on.
Yes.
So I have a question, and I have a comment. Eris likes theater. So watching TV with her, like, I love the play Hamilton. But to watch, if I go visit, I have to watch Hamilton 17 times while I'm visiting because she's singing, she's acting, and she's what's the rap that they have?
Yeah.
The rap that's why I like it because it is so poetic, and I like poetry. And the rap, she does that. And then I want to say this: we were at her birthday party. And I was talking to Shamara. Shamara is my daughter by love. And we were just talking. Yeah, she's the baby. And she said, "Mom, come here and watch this." So up comes, I don't know who came first. One of them came first, Eris or Kevin. And they said something and they were singing something. Then the next one came up, said the same thing, sung the same thing. So that's one reason why we say they're twins. Because they act so much alike, and baby cannot, that's their little brother. When they play, sometimes he just says, "Can we just play normally? Can we just be normal?" Because the two of them are acting the whole time.
At all times.
At all times. So here's my question. Well, it's kind of two-part. What has been your favorite role that you played so far? And then I have a backup question after that. Who wants to go first? What's been your favorite role?
You want to
lady?
go first?
Or Kevin?
Sure. My favorite role has probably been Abbott Elementary because I would binge watch that show 100 times if I could. But like it's also because like the friends I made there, like some of them, they were in 5th grade. They could have been in 7th grade. They could have been in 8th grade. No matter what grade, off and on set, some of them like I still talk to, and that's really why I like every job I get. It's an opportunity because I can make friends and I can have other people who have done more advanced stuff and they're like more advanced than me in acting. They can give me advice on how to do this and get this and the easiest way to get the job.
Yeah.
I love that.
good. Yeah.
Yes. And you do make
friends.
connections and friendships long lasting. You know, like we said earlier, it takes a village. We meet other like moms and everything, you know, and pour into each other and support each other. I love that. A lot of people, and I want to dispel this misconception. A lot of people think that this industry is a lot like what it used to be back in the day, or what we see and hear that's blasted out, but nobody talks about the good side of it. It's not just horrible, you know. So we do get to make it's some bad, it's in there, you know. But I think as God leading us and being at the forefront of this, keeping God at the forefront of it, we're able to walk in His path and not our own with this thing. So we get to meet a lot of great people. Shamara and I, you know, connected on Kevin's first job, and Eris, they had a SAG job together. And from day one, I think from that day one, we've been texting every day, talking every day, you know, and we're able to help each other. Like, she'll call me for things. I call her for voiceover. They do voiceover. We're new to the voiceover side, but Kevin, they've been doing voiceovers longer than we just decided to get into it a few years ago. And from voiceovers, that's my go-to person right there. Like, you know, so it does take a village. It takes a community. You got to have the support, you know. So if you're a mom out there and you're looking to start, be open to meeting new people, you know, be open to getting, like Kevin said, getting advice and information from others who have went before you, you know. Don't be a know-it-all, you know, because we don't know everything. We're learning every day. We're still, as we're going and they get new opportunities, it's a new opportunity for us to network or market or just be there to get more advice, you know. I'm sorry, Iris, go ahead with your question.
It's okay. Well, my favorite role, just like Kevin, I like my Abbott Elementary role because, again, it was like a really like open, like set, like the people were very nice, and it was like it doesn't matter if you like just met them, like everybody was your best friend, everybody was kind, and it was just a really positive environment, and I'm just really blessed to have been a part of that. And I also liked my Black Excellence role, my short film. It was like really fun, and then the people there were really kind. It was like they absolutely loved me, and it was just to feel like and be surrounded by all that love, it like really impacted me.
And those right there, the ones on the Black Excellence role, they're big in LA, writing and producing. And Daryl, he is a big producer. He produced. He's a writer on the show. What's the show on Netflix? The
Which one?
with Mike Epps and it was at the top of the
Upshaw.
Upshaw. He's a writer on the Upshaw. So just that connection alone, we went out for an audition in person to California, and he saw that we were back out there. And he said, "Hey," he messaged and said, "Hey, are y'all here? I got a job for her." You know, he wanted her to come, and he sent stuff like the connection, making the family. You know, they're still like Black Excellence. I think you were 5.
No, probably 5, 6.
6 or something when we went out there. Yeah, I can't remember. But just the connection that we made with them alone. And I'm keep reiterating that because we can't do it alone. It does take a village.
No, you're good.
Okay, and I want to say you said something that just reminded me, like, don't seek fame. That's not what this is about. You're not supposed to be seeking. That means you're making it into an idol. Our goal and their goal is they seek God first. And that's why Cookie said, like, God goes before them before they do anything. There has been like positions that they've, I'm sure, turned down because it wasn't a godly role. So don't get out there and thinking, I want this because I want to be famous. No, this needs to be a mission. These two kids, even though they are young, they still are kingdom builders. They're still out here doing the work for the Lord. So even when they go places, they're still out ministering to people, and then God is ministering to them as well. So they're going out there with the mindset, who can I minister to today? Even though I'm out here doing a job, doing this work for the Lord, this is blessing people. It's ministering to people. So don't get out there and seek fame, because the Bible even says God will make you famous. He'll make your name great and make your name known in Psalms 45:17. So he said that or whatever. So I just want to throw that out there. My next question is to the parents, what is a sign if there's someone out there and they're seeking, they see that their child has a gift, because it's not for everybody. I don't care how bad you want your child to do it. If it's for your child, it's for them, and they can tell the type of person that this is for whenever they get out there. So my question to the parents is, as they are getting out there and they're finding different ages and different people to look for, how can they spot somebody who is scamming them?
If they want money.
Exactly. If they ask for money, you at the wrong place. Get out of there. Because it doesn't cost you to be able to, for your child's talent to be seen. So that's one of your first signs. If they ask for money, go. Get away. Second tip would be to go. look for legitimate acting schools. Automatically gonna always tell you DTV and KD Conservatory for us, and they are combining right now, so you're getting the best of all the worlds when it comes to it in that central location. Sometimes we may think that, oh, my kid has this type of personality, but this is a professional. You're putting your kid into a job, a career. So the same way you go into your job and your career, you don't go into it blindly, and you do your due diligence to make sure that that path is for you. So going to schools and letting those who are there saying, yeah, I think they're ready for this, because sometimes you can sign with the agency and you're getting frustrated because you went out of order. And so you don't even know, your child may be like, I don't really want to do this. And you could have figured that out in 2 or 3 classes. But you went through all this stuff, and now you have them locked into a contract. So do your due diligence. Talk to other parents. Don't just Google it. Do your due diligence as a parent. You know, if they not with the Better Business Bureau as a school, if they not, like, do your due diligence. That's my key thing, because sometimes we get so excited. Oh, she got this person. He got that. They can be a model. They can be this. That's several kids.
A lot of them.
But the type
Especially
of,
today.
exactly, the type. I mean, if you look at their little brother, he's adorable. But DJ will tell you real quick, baby, you gonna get by 1-2 takes. He ain't gonna do it. He will tell you no so fast. And but some parents bypass that. And to me, I feel like God speaks through children a lot. And so when you're bypassing what your kid is telling you, then you're putting them on the path and yourself on the path that you're going to keep running against roadblocks, because you're trying to go against what God is telling you to do.
That's good.
That's really good.
I just want to add, I'm going to say 3 words: training, training, training. A lot of people don't want to go, like Shamara said. They look at the now, but these kids, when they're not, like they just told you in the beginning, they're actually literally studying themselves. When in the movies, they're not just watching movies; they're studying the actors, you know. But they also they do classes. DTV Studios, that's where we go. Big has made a big impact in their careers and our lives. You know, that's a family. That's DTV is family. Great place to go for training here in the area. We love them. And then if we're not able to get there, you can do it via Zoom. You can do class to get a private coach or whatever you got to do. You know, sometimes it does seem to be a little expensive, but you can just communicate, reach out, ask questions. Like she said, do your due diligence, search it out, because they're always willing to help the kids over there. They're always, and KD, we went to KD before DTV.
And I'm gonna say, if you're not willing to make the sacrifice, this ain't for you.
So
if you like, oh, well, the classes cost this much, but then you still fast fooding it and getting all the name brand bags, this ain't for you. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that bluntly, because it causes for sacrifice. It calls get in the car, and you know, if it's in Louisville, go. Because trust me, if you think going to Louisville is something, you ain't ready for LA. You ain't ready to go to Austin just for a fitting, then turn around and go back to Austin for filming, and you're not ready. So I'm just gonna bluntly say that, because sometimes we have this image about, you see the after, you see the results. You don't see the work that goes into it. And so if you already coming in with limitations, this is not for you.
Yes.
And like to add on what my mom said about like the name brand stuff, like my friend Justin, his mom, he had asked his mom if he could be an actor. She was like, no, because like it would be too expensive. But yet whenever his mom came to field day, I saw her, she had a Gucci bag, Jordan 4s.
See?
With an iPhone 17, and then she buys him Gucci, Prada, and then he comes to school with a new pair of Jordans every day.
So she had the money, basically. What you saying? She had it, but it wasn't
mom,
her
if you're
priority.
watching,
We apologize.
No, sorry, no. Do not apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
Don't
you just gotta
apologize.
sacrifice those
That's it.
scenes if you want to move Justin forward.
There
Okay.
you go. And you're being noticed. So yeah,
Kids know
this is the way these two act. Kevin is so vocal about
And honest.
very honest about whatever the situation is. And in that area, he and DJ, they run neck and neck. Very, I mean, if you don't want An honest answer, don't mess with them.
And I love it. I
do
love
too.
it.
I love
Stay
it.
that way. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because you're being authentically you.
Yes.
So I mean, and it make the sacrifice.
I want to say this, and any of y'all can answer this question when I ask it, but I want to say this, that like they were saying, this is not for everybody. And if it's for you, even when you don't see how you're going to get to a place, God will open that door for you. Even when you get to a place and stuff, you don't know how you're going to get from this place to that place, or how you're going to get a hotel room in the place. And I'm telling you what I've experienced through them, that God will open that door
Every time.
if it's for you, if it's for your
time.
child. He will open it. He will fix it. I mean, you talk about faith, blind faith, trusting God. You get somewhere and you don't even have money for a hotel room, and bam, there's the money in your account for the hotel room. You don't even know you got the room. Now, where you going to get food? Bam, there's money for food. Or the place where you're staying, they give food, they feed you free.
On set.
You know, yeah, on set, they feed you.
They see your
So
food.
if it's for you, then God will open that door, and you'll know you'll know it's for you.
Yeah.
Because the door is gonna open, it's not gonna shut.
Yeah.
Because what does the word of God say? That God will open doors that no man can open, and shut doors that no man can shut. So it's what whatever God says about it, and that's how you're gonna be successful. My question is this: how do you handle your acting along with your schoolwork? How do you deal with that? So moms or
We'll let
whoever.
them answer.
So
my bad.
So how I do it is like, since now I'm SAG, it becomes more slow, so it gives me more time to handle. And then like the school we go to, my mom, she always checks with the school, like, are they flexible in my acting career? If so, that's not the school I want to go to.
Okay.
And homework, they make it where it's due the next week, that Monday. So that gives me time. If say I have to be on set for that whole week, we come back, drive back, or wherever we're going, we come back home. As soon as I get home, I rest for a little bit, and then I immediately go into any schoolwork I missed that week and all the homework I missed that week, and if there's a project, but it was due that week, that means I've already almost finished it, because I don't like to wait till last minute to do things.
Yes.
And that means I probably have only a little bit left, or I'm already done with it. So it really depends on the school you go to, because the school you go to will make it flexible for your kid that acts, or they want to act, to act.
That's good. I love that.
Yeah, like most of what Kevin said, I just feel like it's really about time management and like knowing what you have to do and what you need to get done. Like I had to go to LA it was a week to film Abbott Elementary, and I'm really blessed to have most of the teachers that I have, because a lot of the teachers were very understanding about what I had to do, and they understood what I need to get done. So they sent the work and made sure I knew what I needed to get done. And if like there even is a teacher that may not be that understanding, like God handles it and your parents handle it, and like they make sure that what you need to get done gets done, so that you can pass all your classes and still be able to act and work on your craft and stuff.
Because if you don't pass, you're not doing it.
Because the school is the one that marks it for satisfactory, unsatisfactory, for your permits to go to LA and even to act, period.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. So you have to have your
Work permit.
Work permit. Yeah. So they have work permits in a lot of different states.
Yeah.
A different coast.
Yeah.
So they have work permits, and they have to get them. I think LA, we renew.
LA
every 6 months.
and New
In
York,
New York.
you have to renew often.
Yeah, but the rest-
Georgia and Texas, pretty much so up until they're 18.
Right.
Once you get those. But yeah, you have to have your work permits, and school can have an effect definitely on your kid when it comes to their career. But like Kevin says, we believe in the schedule. And we're proactive. You can't be reactive in this business. It's gonna be plenty to react to. So what you can be proactive about it. And so we teach him that, and we instill that in him because he needs to have that work ethic anyway. So I don't care. We can be driving to Austin, and he'll be in the backseat doing work before anything else. That comes second after God. Making sure that we pray and he doing his work.
Right.
So when we get to set, he can lock in on what he needs to lock in on.
Right. I wanted to add too that if they book a big job, that you're going to have a set teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they have to do their hours of school that day. So they have like 3 hours, I think, on set. They have to do it if it's a few days, you have to do 3 days every day because they want to make sure that they get their work. So that's where the teacher sends in the homework and the on-set teachers receives it, you know, and she makes sure that they get it done and helps them, and she tutors and all that, or whoever the on-set teacher is. So they're working, and they're not just working, they're doing schoolwork as well.
They're literally following you around the set. The teacher is with you.
All
security,
day.
okay?
Security.
It is
So
not like
that's-
it's just the classroom and you send them down there. Like at one point on a break or something, they maybe have their own private area with their teachers, but outside of that, the teacher is literally following you because the minute they say cut, if they know that it's going to be something like that's 10 minutes, they're going to get that 10 minutes of doing the schoolwork right there.
Right there.
Because they're
If
counting that because legally you have to still complete that. You have to complete that certain amount of hours, you know, unless you happen to be on set in the summer and your kid's not in like a year-round school, you're good. When we did Abbott, he happened to be on fall break. So that allowed it where he didn't have to do classwork on set. But if he was there on the time when his school was in, he definitely would have had to still be doing work. And the teacher was literally everywhere we went.
And we were on set, like, we had to switch some times around. They decided to throw in an extra scene. And so they have a classroom set up for the kids to go to on set. But because they threw in the other scene, they moved the classroom to set in the back. And so everybody ran to get their bags and their books and bring them to set in the break. And they were on class and then in class, getting class, then getting mic'd up, then back to class, and then going to shoot the scene. So they're making sure that they get those hours. That's why I say it's a lot of, we think about it, Hollywood or stuff like from what we hear all the time. But with the kids, but now because of all that, now that did happen or whatever, because of all that, they're making it safer. And like Shamara said, the teacher is literally following them around everywhere. And the parent has to go, teacher and parent, we have to be everywhere that they are at all times. They're not micing the kid without the parent being there. They're not, if we got a restroom break, parent, take your kid to the restroom. So I love that. So there's no safety things in
that protects our kids.
Right. So we always see it all. Now, when they're in the classroom, we're not just in there, but they're in a group classroom with all the students. All students are in class, but the teacher is steady texting us, letting us know, hey, come get your kid for break. And on set, teacher is moving everywhere that they go. We had a teacher on set when she did, we call it rap-ish, when we did the HBO show. And we had a teacher on set. When I say that teacher didn't play about those kids, even if they accidentally forgot the time and it was time to release them, she was like, it's time to go. I love the fact that they do have teachers that actually care about the kids and their well-being. So it's
even their first job. Remember the teacher was with us?
Oh my gosh.
We were on set, like it was like 3 days, 3 different locations. It started icing and they was like, we still going to set like through all of that. So that's why I say if you're not willing to make a sacrifice, don't do it. But the teacher on set at one point, they were so high energy, it was time to take a nap. And instead of us as parents trying to figure out, okay, because keep in mind, they're like 4 and 6 at that time. And so she said something to them about, well, go, can y'all go ahead and shoot the door apart, let them relax. They took us to a room, dimmed the lights and everything to just kind of wind them down. So the teacher is also an advocate for your kid that's on set.
Very much so.
Don't get annoyed with the teachers. Love on them, honey.
Embrace it. We need
They're part of your village on set.
Oh, So being an actor requires a lot of different emotions, personalities, different things like that. So with that being said, I have a question for the parents and the children. How do you guys, I know you know your children, but how do you know when your child is faking, like if they're crying because they're so good at being on all the time? How do you guys know if this is real or if they just jiving y'all? And then also with the children, what is your favorite, would you guys prefer comedy or drama? Because y'all are like really good actors. What is your preference in that? So parents, you start first, because I want to know, because I know with the dad sometimes, like, especially with Aries, like she could probably like put on her day, be like, oh, and we're like, think her is playing or whatever. So how do you know like if she's like for
If
real?
it's live or memory.
Yes.
They're comedians, natural comedians.
Yeah.
If you ever pay attention to even both of them, because just being around both of them, a laugh is going to happen. A smile, a smirk. They can't stay there too long before you know, okay. You know, you can tell in their tone. You know, it's almost like we've experienced it before. If you say action, they literally turn into other people. So it's like the transition is noticeable, where it's just like it is noticeable to us, where it's just like, okay, we've seen this so long that we know. And so if you just do like a small joke, tickle, anything, they're gonna break. The character will break. So you just kind of know what breaks their character, which lets you know when they being real serious and when they're not. So I
don't have anything to add.
They are very good at
That part.
Yes.
Okay, comedy or drama?
100% comedy. Well, it's like actually like some people will say it's harder to do drama than it is to do comedy, but I feel like I'm kind of in the middle for both. Not like on like which I like more, but which is harder, because comedy, like it's like a certain amount of like, it depends on what the character is, like what type of comedy you have to have, because there's not just one version of comedy. Like I grew up like doing a lot of like since I was 3, I did a lot of Disney and Nickelodeon auditions. So I feel like that kind of stuck with me. So when I have to do like a neutral comedy, I feel like it's kind of harder for me, because I still have that Disney and Nickelodeon like
energy
somewhere inside of me. So I have to like turn it off and become like a serious comedian more than like Disney and stuff. And for drama, I feel like it's like really hard, especially like if you have to cry. If you have to cry, it's the hardest thing ever, because it's like if I'm like, I have to think of something like really sad inside of my head to like get me like to cry or something, or to even like get my eyes watering. If that doesn't work, like get a couple of water droplets and put it on my
I never tried that one.
But yeah, so like drama, like it's kind of really hard to like make sure that your character is like emotional and sensitive when it's a fictional character and it's not actually you as a person.
Good.
And to answer that question, it's basically just to add on what Eric said. Like I've been like basically comedy is basically naturally who I am. So to go into drama, I think of like thoughts that I've just randomly thought of whenever I'm trying to go to sleep. And like I'm like, well, what if my grandparents, like while I'm filming something, my mom gets a call and it's about my grandparents. Then that just like, there's no more, like, you won't get a smile out of me for at least like 30 something minutes. And then if it's like a real serious role, I was watching it, like my mom, she had showed me something. It was like about Michael B. Jordan filming. It was like
The Sinners or Creed?
Sinners. He had to play 2 roles, so he had really big shoes for the one who didn't move around a lot. Like he was very loose, but he wore 2 sizes smaller than what he's supposed to wear. So then, like when, like say he was laughing, the moment he steps, he's in pain. So like he stopped smiling, and then he had to go to therapy for like months and months and months because he was that tapped into the character. So so if you like they say you don't want to meet your heroes, I don't believe in that because, well, I kind of believe in it because it depends on the type of person they are. Like Kevin Hart, they could have to go to therapy because the role was so serious. So by the time you meet them, if they're not fully recovered, they could not be the person that you've seen them when they're funny and you're like,
I love that, Kevin. Yeah, that's good information.
Yeah. And one thing that they both had a beautiful acting coach, Miss Marlene. She was amazing. And that was their first coaches. And unfortunately, during COVID, she passed. So that was the first time as small children, they had to deal with grief early on because these are people who talk to her probably 3-4 times a week because of auditions. And so with us, he uses those moments that have happened in life to tap into when it causes for a scene to tap into that emotion. And what I've learned as a parent that she taught me, and I'm always thankful for that, when we say cut, we celebrate. We bring him back to reality real quick. We don't let him sit there and stay there. It's very obvious it's a scene because we can see when he goes all the way there. And so we as parents are, for me, my job is to celebrate it. Let him know he did such a great job, have a good time. I mean, it's been times where I just went on and ordered crumble cookies and was like, we going to celebrate because I knew it was going to be a lot of work. I mean, he has had 21 auditions for a voiceover in one night. So you have to know how to balance your kid. As you can hear now, the allergies is allergen. You got it. That's the part. That's why you need to have a village because the one thing I get to be is mom.
Right.
And that's what I want to be. Right. He has his managers, his agents, his coaches. I want to be mom. And what allows your kids to freely be them is when you get to be mom. Because they know who they can turn to in those moments where they do need to lock in, but then check out to reality. And nobody's going to know them more than you.
That's good, Iris.
I just wanted, what she said just, made me remember something. I remember I was filming with Miss Marlene, and it was a drama role, and I had to cry. So she told my mom to take me out and say something that'll make me sad.
No, that's not what she said.
No, what? Okay,
she just says, Tanisha, we need tears in this one.
Okay.
I think Iris was 3.
I was something. And then
4.
She went outside. She took me outside. She yanked me out there. And I got scared. I was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. And she was like, you better start crying or you're not getting any McDonald's. And I was like, what? And she was like, you're not getting nothing if you don't pour out these tears. Now get in there and start crying.
It wasn't like that.
Yes, it was. She was like, get in there and you better start crying or you're not getting a Happy Meal or nothing.
See her, right?
And I went in there and I started bawling. I was like, McDonald's. And it was really sad. And I really wanted my Happy Meal. And then all of a sudden I heard cut and they were all happy. And my mom was like, oh, you did so amazing. I'm like, what? You just yelled at me. What's going on?
That's her version.
That's what happened. That's what
In
happened.
her world, it happened that way. So I'm not negating your feeling, how you felt about that moment or whatever. That was your perspective, but that was not how it happened.
Okay.
She just knew Eris can do it, and she asked me that, and I told her, hey, okay, well, no Happy Meal.
No.
No McDonald's after this if you don't cry. And so she went back in and turned it on. And I mean, she did so well that her acting coach, Miss Marlene, just knew she booked that one. And Marlene was checking. See, stuff that I didn't know how to do, Marlene was checking. Have you heard anything? She was checking everywhere, reaching out to people, her resources, and checking. Because I know this is Eris's role. This is it. And she was like, when she found out who booked it, she was happy. Of course, we're happy for those that do book it.
Absolutely.
Every kid that gets it, we're happy,
Absolutely.
And then, like we said, we know what God has for us is for us, And so when they don't even think about it if they don't get, they move on to the next. But, they don't even ask or inquire. They're just like, on to the next. What's next?
Yes.
And so, but Marlene was texting and emailing me. And when we went back to the studio to record another audition, she was like, Tanisha, I was mad about this one. She said, because I just knew Eris had it. I knew she had that one. I think maybe we did a callback on it or something. We got close, down to a few kids, you know. But hey, what God has for us is for us. But Marlene was not playing. She said, "Oh, she killed it," and that's the great thing about training and coaching. You know, things that we don't know. That's their lane. Like Shamar said, we could be the mom. We can be the parents.
Yes. I really like your explanation. One of the questions I was going to ask is, how do they handle a rejection? Well, you answered that. So you were talking about Miss Marlena?
Miss Marlene.
Marlene, okay. So can you explain to the people what an agent is and what their role is? This is a high school student wants to know this. What is an agent and what is the agent's function? What's their role?
Your agent is pretty much so the one who is getting you the auditions. You're on their roster and they pitch you. So it's auditions that's consistently coming into their offices. They connect you to the different sites that you have to be a part of, Casting Network, Access. But understand, agents get stuff that's outside of that. So like some parents like to self-submit. I don't touch any of that. Agents are the ones who do the negotiations. Agents are the one, they're pretty much so, they're the advocate for your kid when it comes to the other side of the industry. So when the casting directors are calling, they're the ones who's sitting over your package, your headshot, your resume, and they're pitching on why this kid is fit for the role you're looking for. So actually getting an audition is a celebration.
Right.
Because people just assume no, that's not how this works. You get an audition, that means that process occurred with your agent, between your agent and casting director, that they felt that enough was there, that they selected you to even audition. Because casting director's not trying to see everybody. And they rely on reputable agents. So that's why it matters who you sign with, because their reputation matters, because they're representing your kid. No different than your kid is representing them. So how they behave on set, what they do, also affects not just the agency, but kids that's with them. Because
the other kids on the roster.
Other kids on the roster. Because if you get on set and you have bad behavior and you give the agency a bad name, then the agency now is affected with that casting director, which now affects other kids that's on their roster. So your agent is how you even get introduced to that casting director, how you get the job, and then at that point, they negotiate. So they could have a standard contract, and they'll be like, no, my client will need a trailer. My client will need, a person know how to handle African-American hair. They negotiate. They go extreme, knowing that somebody will meet them halfway. That's literally what your agents are doing. They're advocating, they're pushing. They're making sure you're not getting yourself into contracts that, let's say Kevin did Academy Sports, but if Dix wanted him, his agency is making sure, okay, this contract doesn't limit him from being able to do other stores. If it does, then it's only for 1 year, and then they would have to pay him a higher rate to continue to use his work. The things us as parents, we know our jobs, we don't know their job. And so the agents, this is what they train to do. This is what they do. So that is what your agency is for. They're your advocate. They're your representation. They're the ones who's helping you get into the door. So your agency needs to be like your family. Doesn't mean you have to talk to them every single day, but you do need to have a definite relationship with your agent.
So how do you guys find the agent?
You can go on to their websites. After you, like Shamara said earlier, you do your research or whatever, you can go onto their websites and submit your child. Now, the smaller kids don't have to have resumes because they're new to the industry. But you want to submit to the agency, you can submit their headshot, and it doesn't have to be go spend a lot of money on professional headshot. But if you got a nice quality headshot at the time, for the smaller kids, you can do that. Now, I do recommend getting some nice professional headshots as well. But, you can wait on that if you don't have the money right now, because we submitted Eris with just a regular, nice, clean headshot, clear background. We don't need to see the whole house in there or what's behind the scene like that.
Solid wall.
Or solid wall, nice, clean, where the focal point is the kid, And so we submitted to our first agency online. They called us in for an interview, And during the process of them calling us in for the interview, I was researching and actually reached out to other kids that I knew was their parents or whatever, or what do you think? Check them out, and like Shamar said, the Better Business Bureau. I checked all of that to make sure it was legit. But you can submit to their sites. You know,
submit to their sites.
And
if you go to the acting
I was
schools,
about to say that. If you go to the acting
they
school,
will tell you which agencies
they
you
refer.
should go to. And it's literally based off your kid, you guys. So it may be an agency that's more heavy in modeling.
Right.
And they will say, okay, this agency is more fit for you. If your kid is trying to do this. And then a lot of times they'll know that agency's roster. So it's not sometimes they're being rejected just because it could be we're not looking for any
at
young black African American boys
just
between this age to this age at this time. So it's, so it goes a lot further than just simply doing that part. The good part about going to acting school, if they see it in your kid, the school will advocate for you to be with that particular agency. Some things, and then some stuff is just God's timing and how he does it. Because with Kevin, he said that to us. One of his friends he does play date was with a major agency. We had friends that were with one of their kids were with every major agency, like seriously. And every single one of them would see his pictures with them, and they would ask who this kid was. But they all were heavy in modeling. They all would say, well, they don't really act they're about 8 or 9. He had no interest in modeling. So with us, it was literally a girl I work out with. Son was with the same agency, and she would see Kevin in there with me, and his personality, it reminded her of her son. And she said, you should reach out to this particular agency. This is who my son with. I went and did my due diligence, and we went to meet with her. And she fell in love and wanted to sign him the day of. She sent me his contract. I sent the contract to friend attorneys because I'm not about to play the game. Like, I know what I'm doing in some new world. And then at that point, she was the only one that literally sat down and told us, before we sign anything, what does your support system in your village look like? Because you can't make it in this industry without it. And that was a key part of knowing. So before we signed anything, we sat down with our family, not like just me, my husband, and my child. I'm talking about like grandma, grandpa, aunties, everybody, to see if we do this, can you all, like, we don't know what we're going into. We need to know we got y'all support. And that may mean taking him some places sometimes that I can't be. And they all were like, yeah, we got you. So it's a conversation that's warranted all the way down to your job. If you know you work a job that you're going to have limitations, or you don't have certain PTO or flexibility, then you need to make sure you have somebody in that corner. If you have a grandparent that may be retired, if you got I'm so serious, y'all. Like, this is a year-round situation, and you need to know that you have that. So that agency, what they told us what we needed to do before we even went there. And she advocated. Kevin's first job, you were supposed to be 5 years old. It was a nationwide audition. And when we went, I didn't even know some of the terms that people were saying. I was like, what? A slate? What is it? That's why you need to go to school, because they teach you all of these things. Thankfully, the Lord was watching over him, that the director was like, okay, kids, we got to go in there and say your name, your age, and this. Before that, the assistant director was just like, the slate. What is a slate? And, but the director just coming in there, and he like, and then what you're going to do is this and this. He explained, and I remember I was like, oh, don't be anxious for nothing, honey. And this child pulled my leg and was like, Mom, I got this. Because he was so green. He had never been to an audition before. He was just like, so when she called, so he got a call back, I was like, what is a call back? I was so, like, this was so brand new, and it happened so fast. His headshot was his 4-year-old birthday professional pictures that he took that I cried.
Right.
We were moving so fast. And that's when we met Eris at the fitting. Another thing I learned about. But God will put people where they need to be in your life, because that's when I met Tanisha.
Trust
and
God.
Baby, I was like, okay, so what? We got to go to set. What is like? What are these like?
I think we exchanged numbers the first. She said, wait a minute, let me get your number the first.
It was like a fitting, and this was happening. They were changing so many clothes, and each location was different, and you don't know till late at night where you going the next day. And you have to be prepared. So I'm always thankful for, like, Symphony was the first lady who introduced me to his agency, and then I met Tanisha. But God is always ahead of us, and I think if you walk in that faith,
That part.
then you will see how he just began to open the doors. But do your work too.
I think that something you said, if we do our part and let God do His part, it all, because she said I'm sitting there like, don't get anxious. We don't worry about the rest. Mm-hmm. Just the fact that you got the audition, that shows that God is giving you an opportunity, and that you're in that place. This is for somebody, you're in that lane. And that's another thing I want to add. If you're auditioning, you're working. Your kid is working. If they didn't book, they're still working. And Samara said there to celebrate that. I heard they told us a long time ago. Oh my God, one of her coaches said, "Oh, you got another audition. Oh, Eris, come on, great job. Good. You're getting seen. You're being seen."
Casting directors remember you.
They remember you, and sometimes they request
your kid, and so you'll look at it like audition is every time is an opportunity, because they're seeing your kid face over and over again, and a lot of times they're like, "Oh, I can't wait till that one role comes,"
right?
And they like request your kid. You just never know. And so when Kevin did Nickelodeon, I'm talking about 4 or 5 years later, we were on for voiceover. And the lady who cast him happened to be one of the coaches on that call. And she was like, Kevin, she was like, oh, another kid asked, could you work in different states? If you lived in Texas, could you still work? And she said, yeah, ask Kevin. And she started talking, and you're thinking 5 years later, after he did Nickelodeon, she still remembered him because he made an impression. And it was, again, why you need coaches and mothers to stay out the way. Because if you heard this boy answers, you would have been like, he not gonna make it.
And the thing is, I think the thing that made her remember me is when I was at the callback, they said, is there anything else you would like to show us before we get off the call? I made them do the floss, Orange Justice.
Mm-hmm. He had the people doing Fortnite dances.
Sing songs that me and DJ, we would listen to while we were playing Fortnite, because that was the first time me and DJ actually started talking to each other a lot.
Yeah.
And Iris got a role one time, and she said, asked her about it, and she said, oh yeah, that's because I did the whatever the dance is. And she said that's what got me the role. I can remember.
Yeah.
And the Chuck E. Cheese. The Chuck E. Cheese.
You never know.
The Chuck E. Cheese. And I think one thing I wanted to add is that what Kevin was saying, that he brought his personality. A lot of times we try to
make them professional,
and get in the decision and get into the agent or the manager role. If we just step back and be parents and let them be them, stop. We went to see what school is. We go to DTV workshops in school. We were in a workshop that time. I think you were out of town. I had the kids. I took the kids to the workshop, and he reiterated over and over, stop trying to coach your kid.
Yes.
Just be the parent.
Yes.
Get out of that way. Don't try to tell them what everything to do.
Yes.
Let them be them. And when you allow them to, sometimes we could look at a headshot or something and say, ooh, I like this one. The agency will pick a whole totally different
all the ones you think they not
the one
pick,
that we didn't even like. That's what they're looking at. But they know what they're looking for. We're not in that lane. We're not at that part of the industry where we know what they want for this. You want some that?
Yeah. It was for my Abbott Elementary audition, I had to tell my mother, I was like, wait, can I try one and see how I do it?
She did.
And how I interpret it. And I was like, can you just let me flow? Can you let me lock in? And then she let me be Eris and do the role how I felt that it should be done. And I got the job.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times you do, because they'll tell you. I mean, our kids are vocal in the first place, so they're not gonna let you do too much anyway. Now, I will reiterate something a coach may have said. Remember they said levels,
right?
Because our kids are loud. So sometimes they can talk up here and they don't realize they up here, and you levels, the level part, and you'll just remind them of tools that their coaches have given them. But for the most part, they have been trained. You don't overtrain your kid, but the kids have been trained to where they can lock in those certain tools. So as a parent, I just more so try to remind him of certain tools. But his coach taught me very early, because when he booked Nickelodeon, That right there, that boy answers. If it was for his coach, I was like, cut. What?
Yeah, we not doing it.
Because it was, what is your favorite thing to do with your family? Go to Costco. Because you can do all the tastings and do everything you need to do. What do
I
we
remember
say?
that.
Do you have any siblings? No. But and so, okay, well, do you have any pets? He was like a fish. And they said, if you could have any pet that you want, he said a werewolf because he can have a sibling during the day and a pet at night. And
No, I know it was a rabbit, a werewolf, and an eagle.
And so you're sitting there as a parent. And in your mind, you like, what, boy?
Because we want to
Like,
professionalize
you want the
everything.
professional answer.
Right.
Like all the things we do, Costco, that's the answer. But yet, every time we get into somebody at Nickelodeon, they be like, oh, Costco boy.
See?
So you never know.
And they remember your kid. And I want to go back to that. If you're getting an audition and you're getting a lot of auditions back to back, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Celebrate that because it's something that they like about your kid. And if they don't book it, it doesn't mean that they weren't good.
Mm-hmm.
One of our acting coaches told us a long time ago, sometimes they're matching parents with the kid. It's not that your audition wasn't good or your kid wasn't good. It's that they may be matching a parent and they like this parent and they're trying to find, and it would throw it off.
It
and
can be
look like
simply a look.
A look.
Just a look.
Just a look. And that's all they're going for. I remember her very first job. We had a family. I think we had a Caucasian mom, a black dad, and a Hispanic granddad. True milk. Yeah. So it was like, but it was a blended family. See, it was a blended family, and they were showing that. But on another one, we didn't get it that her acting coach thought that she would get, but they went in a whole total different direction than what they changed it up. So it's not a rejection.
It's just that they have an expectation. They have a look that they're looking for overall. So it's been times where he's been pinned, and he's been pinned with 3 different other races. And so when they do that, we automatically know that at this point it's going to be based off the parent. That means they did the kid audition likely first, and then once they pick the parent, these are my top 4 boys. Whoever fits the look of the adult actors that we choose will determine which kid we select. So if you take auditions personal, this is not for you.
Right.
If you take this personal,
don't start doubting yourself or feeling like, okay, we're just gonna.
We're not booking enough. This is not happening.
No,
enough.
Keep going.
Booking is 1 in 100. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got.
So
we ran off.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yes. I want to ask a personal question, kind of to the kids. When you both played in Abbott Elementary on different
Episodes.
That's the word. Different episodes. Was there any one person that you met, any of the main characters that you met that you really clicked with, that you liked?
Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph. She is the best person ever, bro. Like, I remember, like, I was just, like, shaking, and I never, like, get super nervous, like, but this is, like really celebrities, like, really amazing, famous people, and, like, I was like, what if I mess up? What if I do this? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I say the wrong line? And I remember telling my mom, like, I'm literally shaking, like, I never shake. My whole body was jittering, and I was like, so I walked in, and it was just, like, something that had clicked, and it was, like, the environment. I took a seat, and she was just, like, so warm and welcome. And I remember after one scene, after one take or something, like, I think she messed up on a line, and I just kept on going, or I didn't, like, notice it, and I blended it in with the scene, and she was like, oh yeah, she got me, she did amazing on that. And then, like, she ended up, like, after the scenes, after the takes, she ended up having a whole conversation with me and telling me that I'm an amazing actor, and that she, like, really likes me, and she was asking me questions about my coaching and all that, and it was, like, amazing. And I was thinking about it for, like, maybe, like, 5 weeks, and I'm still thinking about it now because, like, there's no way that actually happened, but it was, like, yeah, I absolutely loved her.
For me, it would have to be Miss Janine and janitor.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
For one, because the janitor, when we had the scene, every time we had to cut and redo it, he would tell us a story that happened to him, because like something that has happened in Abbott that they didn't put in the scene, or something that happened to him that has happened to when acting, real life, anything. And then Miss Janine, she acted a lot like my 4th grade teacher, Miss Mara. And they look the exact same. And then because she's like the director, all that of the show. So she was telling me like, next time, can you do this, because we're looking for this. And she said, hey, little guy. And then she said, well, technically I'm the little one. And then she just continued saying what she said without laughing. She just kept a straight face with it. And then it was just so cool with her talking to me. And she just like I was any other regular person. She wasn't like a stuck-up actor or anybody.
That's good. I'm glad that you guys got to meet people like that. I'm glad that I appreciate the fact that you guys are humble. Like, you know who you are, you know where you came from. You're not above anybody because you know who God is, and that He's the one who's blessing you all with these roles. One of the high school students asked, "Is there a certain uniform?" or they asked something on the lines of like clothing wise, what should you wear to an audition, or I guess maybe for like your headshots or whatever.
Oh, I got this.
Okay.
So actually what I'm wearing now is
Perfect.
a bright red shirt, a bright color, never black, brown,
White, nothing.
dark green, unless it's drama. Dark green is like the last thing you want to pick, because it's like on the lines between okay and not okay.
Solid, I would say solid colors. No
logos.
No logos.
Yeah,
nothing
like
too
this.
busy. Nothing busy because it's gonna take the attention away. You know,
Nothing
something
too busy.
Nothing.
Very subtle.
Layers are good. Layers are
Yeah.
great, especially for the boys. I think
Yes,
right. Layers are really
good for
good.
boys. Like if you had a striped
pastel
shirt
color.
on.
Like what does Monica give us? Like pastel, not pastel.
Light colors.
Jewel tones.
Jewel tones.
Something like that. Jewel tones are great.
And another thing is, it depends on what the role is. Like they would say, like this red that he has on is great Nickelodeon Disney. Drama, we would put a burgundy shirt on. Still same color family, but drama's a little bit darker. So you want that tone. He's taking pictures with a leather jacket on with a brighter color under it, like a baby blue color under it, to still bring a pop of color, but they needed a few pictures with edge. So, but solid. Like get you about 4 or 5 different solid shirts. Whatever your headshot is, you need to keep that, because that's what your audition needs to be in. What they picked you on was off your headshot. So your audition, you want to have that same. So the stuff that he wore in his headshots is the same stuff we keep hanging up for his auditions.
Yeah. We keep a set of audition clothes, and then we have school and play clothes. So the audition clothes, headshot clothes, we keep those separate, you know, and fresh and popping. And then we have the other clothes, so we know auditions or whatever. And what if you book a job on your audition? See, we had our agency had to come back and correct a lot of people, send out a blast email to the whole group of people, because whatever you audition in, you need to go on set. If your audition, what you want audition, and you get a call back, you need to look that same way.
I mean, if your hair is short and you grew it out, you need to retake your headshot.
Update your headshot.
Because I'll give you the scenario of what happened, because you will see again, everything we do is a ripple effect. So the kid booked the job, but it wasn't, his headshots was not what he was when he actually got there. When he got there, he had longer hair. The director, this now has affected scheduling. The director had to stop filming, call the agency to get another boy. So pretty much, so y'all got fired. But the thing is, all the other kids on set could not get pay. They had to basically time out until a new actor could get there, because they're not going to continue to pay you and you're doing nothing. So now it's affected them. We have been on set and Kevin has to leave to go to a live audition at a whole nother studio. So you imagine you on set, you're thinking, oh, we'll be here like 3-4 hours. We're coming in, we're just doing this. And then I'm leaving because my agency already told them my kid has another job. But now this other kid who chose to take headshots with a bald fade, but then came to set with twists, now it's like, okay, you know, so these are when we say how we affect one another. We affect one another because every agency is going to teach you that what you look like in your headshot
is what
if
you
you change your hair color, if you do any of that.
You can do that, but update
You
your
have
headshot.
to update your
get new
headshot.
ones.
That is the key. So
They're booking you off what they see in their
that
headshot and that
picture.
audition. And what you did in that audition, you know, if you get a call back, you come back dressed the same way, hair the same way, girls. Because we change our hair a lot. Cause you got to look the same because they called you back for that same look. You know, they liked something about it. So you got to call back. So you got to come back with that same look. Look this or I remember one of our acting coaches at DTV. You gonna say that? Yeah. One of our acting coaches. She decided, and she's an adult, and you've seen her a lot on all kind of Lifetime movies and in anime and a lot of things. And she changed her hair color. You know, she's a beautiful blonde. She changed her hair color to like a
brunette.
Brunette. She changed it to a brunette, which was beautiful. And her manager, owner of DTV Studios, told her change it back. Because that's what we say, coaching and training and all that, because you'll learn that we learned a lot of this in there. Eris always wants to get her hair colored, but we can't color her hair. But we get a little highlights here and there when she's not working. But if a job comes up, you got to pull it up. Thankfully, I'm a hairstylist. You know, I get to switch it up. So I let her experiment. But if she gets an audition, take that color out, because your headshots, you don't have color in your hair.
Yeah.
I do. If you could play any role, if you could get any role in history, what character would you like to play?
I would like to play, well, first it had to be directed and by Tyler Perry. I had to be with Kevin Hart, and it would have to be something about basketball mixed with anime. And I would like to play the main character, or like if there's two main characters, me and Kevin Hart.
Oh.
Okay. Me personally, anything Marvel. If I get a Marvel audition, like, I'm completely different person. I'm going to try my hardest to get that role. Anything Marvel or anything with Sebastian Stan, you already know I'm going to try to do my best to get that role, because that's like my dream role. Getting in anything with Sebastian Stan or Marseille Martin, or
Do you guys prefer theater or film?
theater.
No.
Opposites.
Eris is a big theater. That's why she said that she's a big theater girl.
I
So
love
like
it.
when Pastor Turner said earlier, Hamilton, this playing all day, every day. I want to also say another great for theater. If you're looking into that, you can go to KD. They have a big theater program over there at KD Studios. We also she got a scholarship this summer for Casa Mañana. And she was able to go to Casa Mañana for theater school this summer, the summer camp, which was amazing. She landed the lead role in Newsies Junior, Miss Meta Larkin, which was an amazing experience. So she's a big theater. So and as we're growing, we're learning our kids, you know, and so she does a lot. Met the best teacher. That's another part of our village. Shout out to Miss Lauren Pankaiser, Mansfield High School, you know, formerly at Alma Martinez. But she got a lead role in her theater program at school in 6th grade, which she's always loved theater, but which kind of blew up, and that's how her teacher recommended her for a scholarship, wrote her a referral for a scholarship at Casa Mañana, which she got another great opportunity. So she's a big, huge theater. Shamara asks us, so we co-parent these kids. We're co-parents.
Yes.
And so things that I didn't know, she was talking with her and found out some things about her theater love and Broadway, and kind of talked to her about those things, which I was enlightened on. So come on now, you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Co-parents.
Absolutely not. Don't do this by yourself.
And like Kevin said, he's a big film.
Yeah, he loves film. And if you notice the names that he says, like Kevin Hart and Tyler Perry, first off, it's comedy. Second off, that's why representation matters, because his insight and the way he looks at it is when he sees them on everything. He sees Tyler. He did a whole Black History Project on Tyler Perry. So
the things that Tyler Perry gets to do, the thing that he looks at is the philanthropy side. So he looks at it like, oh, I can build, what do you call them, small homes? What is it for unsheltered people?
Warehouses or small homes.
And he wants to build
Container homes.
Or geotech homes.
Oh.
words that I don't say because he loves them too. But when he's looking at them, he looks at the fact that they're way more than just acting. Because if your goal is to bring the world joy, it's more than just being on TV. It's what you do outside of that as well. So he studies actors beyond just what they do on the set. Like he watched Michael B. Jordan interviews. He'll watch that stuff, but he always wants to see what they're doing from behind when they're off camera, because that is what inspires him. So I always admire that he looks at it like, oh, okay, well then I can help the unsheltered if I can do what Tyler Perry does. And I can. So for that aspect, that's how he looks at or get inspired even more.
And I love that because he's always been has a heart for the homeless. He likes to feed the homeless. And both of these kids, they do philanthropy. A lot of the outside we go and volunteer. You know, they do a lot of volunteer work for the community. So it's not just like Brandy said earlier, it's not just trying to be famous or nothing like that. And I just echo Shamara. It's about the love that they have for the outside things that kind of work cohesively together with this.
So there's another side to this family that we hadn't talked about yet. And I just want to know, because we keep talking about support system, how important is it for their dads to be, like, what role do they play, and how important is it for them to be involved in their children's acting careers?
You can go ahead.
So I think it's important for me because, like, he's like the role model of like who you want to be in life. Because like you could also have your mom as your role model, but like me, I'm a male, so like I look up to my dad the most, because if that's the person who's in my environment the most, and that's and what he does, I'm gonna be influenced like that. I'm gonna try to strive to be the best version of me and him, so I can represent him, my mom, and my entire family. So that's why it's super important, because if they don't support your acting, you're gonna be like, okay, well, they don't really support acting, and like they're like the person in my environment. So like the more and more they don't support it, eventually you're gonna get the feel of, yeah, I don't want to act anymore.
That's good, Kevin.
Can I say something? Yeah, so like me personally, my dad is like one of my biggest cheerleaders ever.
Yes.
Like he is amazing on the support. Like I try like my absolute best to be like as humble as possible, because I don't want anybody to feel bad or less than. But my dad, like, he doesn't even care if we're in a public Target or something, or if he's dropping me off at school, like, this is the celebrity right here. This is Eris Jones. Y'all want a picture? Y'all better take a picture with her. I'm like, okay, the regular Eris here. And he's like, yeah, that's Eris Jones. That's Eris Jones. That's Eris Jones. And he treats me like a celebrity. Like, in his mind, I'm going to be the biggest celebrity on Broadway, whatever I want. And he supports, like, all of my dreams. Like, if I want to be a writer, write a book, write a movie or anything like that, he makes sure that he shows his support.
Yeah. My husband is very chill. Mr. David is
Not
opposite. So, like, if he going to their house, he's like, is Mr. David going to be there? Because he is their... he is their energy. He matches.
Right.
He will match their energy, and they will have him doing things like running through obstacle courses and doing stuff that Tanisha and I are like, no.
Like, how did we get here?
They can get Mr. David to do all the things. They can get my husband to not to go through the obstacle courses, but to buy.
No, but whatever they want,
whatever they want, they'll get it. But I will say, with my husband, it's more so making sure, same way I am, there's no roadblocks. So for me, my professional career changed. I had to take it to more of a contractor, start your own business type role. Whereas before, I've always worked corporate America, cities, like, you know, I'm very much so love the project management world, data analytics, anything that allows me to take a system and figure out how to implement it is what I love to do. But I had to learn how to do that in different areas. And it's amazing how God works, because nothing I was looking for
God put it just right on my lap. But having my husband's support financially, there's nothing that he can't do, because my husband's gonna make sure we need to get to California, you're gonna get there. You need anything while you're there, you're gonna get there. And so the sacrifices of understanding whatever God has for him, it will happen.
You said whatever we need is gonna get there. You meant that.
I meant that.
You meant instead of there, you should have said that.
You see what I did with I don't know which one of us are the parent sometimes, but no. So having that foundational support is very important, and is, you know, I know it's single mothers out there that have to do this, and they do this. But having that type of support in your home is unmatched. It's a gift.
Because I'm thinking, like, just a little testimony, quick. I'm like, okay, we got to get to California, you know, and or I'm thinking, we had a major callback. She had like 2 callbacks, and then the audition, 2 callbacks. And then the last one was they want to see her in person in California. Like Shamara said, if you don't want to make the sacrifice earlier, if you can't get there, you can't go down the street to Louisville, then you may want to rethink it. Yeah. Because we got a major callback. It was in person. Her managers, they have agents and then they have managers. And then so they have two or 3 agencies and then the manager or whatever. And so the management team works with the agents. And the manager was like, I'm going to see if we can get this, because after COVID, we got a lot of virtual auditions and stuff. She said, I'm going to see if we can get this virtually, because I know y'all are in Texas. And I'm like, whatever, we don't mind. So she called me. We talked about it. She was like, yeah, this is not one you want to miss, because it's with the big casting director. And she even said just the fact that they chose Aries, like we said earlier, and they loved her, that means they see her. And she was like, so this is a great opportunity. And so it was actually for The Burbs that just came out on Peacock. It was for The Burbs. And so we went, but I was like, oh my gosh, like, we got to get there. And my husband said, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh. What do you mean? It ain't we got to get there. We're getting there. We're going to get there.
Because they'll drive.
Because we will drive. We will drive. We don't care. If we got to drive, we will get in the car and drive to the next state. We will. We will do it all the time. We don't care. So Lord. We couldn't get. I'm like, okay, and I'm thinking, oh, flights are gonna be extremely high, you know. And he was like, what do you mean? We get in the car and we going. So she's getting there. And I thought we were going to rent a car. And my husband is the man that don't believe in, like, no obstacles. Like you said, nothing's going to stop it. Nothing. We're making it happen. And we took our car. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. We took his truck. and I want to add to that support system. Like, I was like, my sister, my mom, my other sister that in her absence, and my sister-in-laws, my brother-in-laws, everybody was sending cash apps or to make sure that we got there, not just for just money, but they were supporting, you know, the family support. Like, when you have a village, they heard about it and they was like, what do you need? And by the time I got there, my sister-in-law had booked us a hotel room, and, you know, I'm planning, working it out. You know, I got us there, and she was working that. She was like, I'm going to book I got your hotel. She just called, but just that support, you know, it takes a lot, because it can be financially draining sometimes, but it's worth it, you know. It's worth it. But we have a great support system, great village. But my husband is the man that's like, if the opportunity presents itself, I don't care if it's for who it's for. If it's for you,
that's right.
He's going to push it. And like Eric said, the biggest cheerleader, a friend of mine said one time, my friend in church in Tyler, she was like, man, I think you missed your calling, David. She said, I think you're supposed to be somebody hype man on stage or something. You're the best hype man for everybody. Not just for us, but for everybody.
Yeah.
He's for all of us.
For the people, he's for the people.
He is for the people. I just wanted to say, because we asked a question in the beginning about scamming, and you guys said money. If they ask you for money or whatever, things like that. But just remember that you still do have to invest something. Like you ladies were saying, like the headshots, your travel, things like that. You still have to invest something. So don't just think, oh, well, I'm just going to wait on somebody to to pick me or do whatever, because something still needs to be invested if that's what you really want.
You are the return on your investment.
Exactly.
So people get it twisted. When your child books a job and they get a pay, you need to save that. That is your building up for your investment, which is back into themselves. That's what's paying for your classes. That's what's paying
for the headshots.
So when we say scam is if you have to pay to even be a part of the agency.
Right.
You shouldn't have to pay to be a part of. They're looking for you. So you shouldn't have to pay to be a part of that. But you can, in regards to investing, that's the go to a school. That's the one thing that was taught to us very early on.
Right.
Their jobs is money that you're putting up. Yes, they have a trust. Yes, they have a Coogan account, but those are business expenses. That's you got to go get hair done. We got to get to California. We had 24 hours to get to California for Abbott. 24 hours, okay? But if you know that God is ahead of you, a reason why you don't go on set and be rude or act like your child better than anybody else, and you build relationships. Because the first person I called, because again, Kevin booked 2 weeks after Eris, and they had already experienced everything. So I'm literally like, let's go. I stayed on the phone with her as I was packing, she was like my guy. Like, God already put her ahead of me. So I don't have that much. It's not the pride or ego in me at all that makes me think, I don't care how many times Kevin has booked, make me think I know any or everything. And so you have to embrace the gifts that God gives you. And so he gave me the GPS system. He gave me the map right in front of me. Why am I going to act like, oh, well, I don't, Tanisha. So what all did you do? And we know like the basic aspect of what you need. You know, he stay ready. Like I said, we stay ready, so we don't got to get ready. It's certain things I'm always going to have in my house. My child has a set appointment with his barber every other week. Like these are things that if you're serious about it, whatever you control what you can, because there's going to be plenty of uncontrollables. So when your manager calls and they're like, I think he's going to get it, start getting ready.
Prepare. And
you start preparing, you know what that means, but then it's like, he got it. Activate. Cool, Tanisha. Like always first call. And it's
it was so funny because we were so like planning that, getting it together, that we had already I was like, this is the address, this is it. But when she got there, they had moved their set to the
night
mall.
We found out at 9:00 at night where we thought we were going to be.
We were like, oh, you right here, stay right
whole
here.
nother location. We, as you all saw the mall episode, we were at a whole mall. Whereas Eris was actually on Warner Brothers Studios.
We were actually at Warner Brothers, yeah.
And so in doing that, you have to always know, trust God is ahead of you. You're one of those parents that's trying to click up. You're one of those parents that's trying to act like y'all got some secret sauce.
It ain't.
It's not that.
And
you're hurting your own kid by being that way. They teach you what professionalism is. You know what you can put out there. You know what you can't put out there. But as a parent, like, if your kid is looking Abbott and you call me, I'm going to help in any way that I can to help you when you get there, make it more efficient and easy as possible, so your kid can have the mental space to be there to do what they were meant to do, rather than you walking around and you're anxious and you're showing them that, so you're putting that energy on them. It'll help. But if you're that parent that think you know, or you're trying to, that's where you're going to fall. If you're comparing yourself to Eris and Kevin, and you're looking at it and you're not looking at it with the spirit of not just celebrating what God has put in front of them, but taking it as, okay, you know what? This may be something I want my child to do, and this may be a role. Let me call that parent and find out, what are some things that they may have done. And whatever because my blueprint all came from moms. I mean, from Monica was who we were introduced to do his headshots. She has 3 child actors. Her child was doing a major film. And so I sit down. She gave me a full blueprint of what path they took. But the reason I'm asking her questions is because I see her child is where my child is attempting to go. 2 totally different paths, 2 totally different sexes, 2 totally different races, ages. But none of that matter. I wanted to know her foundation because I feel like God will set you at the tables you're supposed to be at. Okay. But if you sit there and stay silent, then that's on you, because God set you there to receive.
To give you,
and a lot of times we'll get there and we either like, can I ask be bold. Okay?
Please.
Understand when God is putting you at a table so you can learn everything you need to learn. So when the door is open, you're not hesitant to open it. You ready.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that you guys are humble. Hence the reason for this entire episode. You guys are having this episode so that you can help other parents do what you guys are doing or whatever. So that's awesome. And I thank God for that. I did have something else to say, but I forgot.
I was just thinking the very same thing, the humbleness. Not you two are so humble. The children, they are so humble. Nobody has a big head. And the fact that you are willing to share your experiences and your information, that's awesome. And I really appreciate that too. And also that the dads, you have the husbands
Thank
that you
God. It's a
have,
blessing.
the fathers that they have that are behind them and behind you
Great dads.
and trying to do whatever they can to make sure their children get what they need. And of course, like Shamara said, not just the kids, but they support their wives. I really love that.
I wanted to add before you go to the next question that
Okay.
I wanted to just say, I always tell parents, because we have other friends outside that are in the industry, you know, and we reach out to them as well. You know, I have a friend whose daughter is older than Eris. She told me to get her in dance. She's like, your daughter acts like my daughter. Get her in, and send me the dance school information. But they moved to LA, and I still reach out to her for information. But I always tell people, like, I may not know it all. I said, but I have a group of other moms that what I don't know, I can give you what I know. I'm gonna be there to help you, even, whatever. I'm always telling them, and when they reach out, I may not know, but if I know it, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gatekeeping, because it's for everybody. And then I always say, what I don't know, I got another group of moms that I can reach out to, and we'll figure it out together.
I was going to say that some people, like Shamar was just saying, like, be bold and ask. I do get how some people are, like, maybe scared to ask, because some people do gatekeeping. Some people are rude when you get out there and you try to ask, hey, how did you get this? Hey, how did you do that? And they won't tell you how they got to where they are or whatever. But don't be afraid to continue asking. You may not, that's not the person that you should have asked. So go to the next person and ask them or whatever. And then, you know, to get the help that you need if that's where you feel like God is calling you.
Absolutely.
You may have already answered this question, but because it's little Miss Robin, I want to ask this question for
Robin
her.
has a very important question.
She says, how do you get into the TV? That's her question. How do you get into the TV? That's little Miss Robin.
love that.
I want y'all to answer her question.
Okay, you get into the TV by working really hard. If you work really hard and you keep on trying, you're going to be in the TV.
Okay.
So how did you get into the TV screen, Kevin?
So now I'm jumping into it, but so don't try that.
Yes, Kevin.
By working really hard, telling my parents, and just studying up, like watching shows that like if it's too advanced, like something like animation that's anime, I wouldn't study on that, because those people, they'll be on there like One Piece. It has 1,000 and something episodes. I wouldn't strive to be on something like that, because that blocks you and limits you from all the other accomplishments that you want to achieve.
That's good.
That is really
We are
good.
going to get into our last statements or anything that you guys want to say before we get out of here. So we'll start with the children. Is there anything that you guys want to say to the people?
Yes. So hi.
So you gonna reverse what she did? Now you doing that?
Right,
I
so
like to play
see,
with
the
you.
beginning
Oh, my
and the end. So any last thing you want to leave for the people? Anybody? Any kids out there that's listening that you want to tell them something? Leave any last words or encouragement to them before we get out of here?
You guys should like invest in like stocks right now,
Okay, yeah.
because like that could
Good
like
advice.
and Bitcoin.
Okay.
Okay. Eris.
He's learning financial literacy, everybody.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, as a child actor, you have a trust.
Yeah.
and we teach them how to use their money.
Right.
I do not. He gets a check. We break down the check and what went to who and what that looks like and what's going where. Because you have to train up a child in the way that they should go, and if this is the path he wants to take, we won't be there forever. He'll become an adult, and he needs to understand how to manage that. So he's learning financial literacy at this point.
Oh, also, soon I will be starting a business. All you need is, it costs $1 per pen topper. The business will be called Meatheads because I use clay and then I put it on top of the any pen that you want. Say it's a crystal pen and you say, I want an elegant princess or whatever whatever. It could be something creepy, ugly, cute, monstrous, anything. As long as it's not demonic, I'll do it for $1 to $2.
Okay, that should be
okay.
Meatheads.
He does that at school. Yeah.
I love that. We'll get the information of how people can support and donate and order as well, and we'll post that in there so everybody can. Is that one? Let us see it. Pass it. Slide it over here. No, just slide
You
it.
can slide it. You don't got to
Pass it. Give it to your
Hand it to
mom.
me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Meatheads. Okay. I love it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this
Play
is
clay.
what
He loves
Meatheads
clay. He
look
loves
like.
art.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get the information to where you guys, if you're interested and you want to donate to his business, we'll get that information to you. Eris, what last words do you have?
Just in general, like if you strive to be an actor or an actress, don't try to be like another actor or actress. Like be yourself. Don't like look up to other actors and actresses too much that you want your acting to be exactly like their acting and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna act like this person and this is gonna be my entire new personality because they got a lot of roles, so if I act like them, I'm gonna get a lot of roles too. If you be yourself, then you'll get other people to look up to you, but not in like more of like an idol way. Just like it depends on like how you want people to look up to you. Like if you want them to like, if you want to be a good role model for like younger kids wanting to be actors or actresses, make sure you set a good foundation to be a good role model, be humble, be respectful, and however you're seen is how they're gonna like reciprocate that and act like that.
That's good.
Oh, this is for like the parents that are watching. Say your kid says, oh, I want to be Superman when I grow up. Get them out of that habit because that'll make them have to like, when they were younger, they wanted to be Superman. They're going to act exactly like Superman. They're going to buy all the Superman items. That's like having an idol.
Come on.
And then,
I
so
like
get them
that.
out of that habit. So then you could say, I want to be like him. You could say, why? And if they say, because he has cool superpowers, anything like that, no, because he shows a lot of good censorship characteristics. He does what's right for people, not just for him. And he's very humble. Like stuff like that. Don't have them be like, who do you want to be when you grow up? It's why do you want to be them? And who do you want to be? Just not when you grow up, just what type of person do you want to be?
Yes.
Your character.
Tomorrow.
One thing that I definitely would say, just remember from the time you walk into the room as a parent to a child, the audition has started. And that's one thing I think was so important that a lot of people miss. They're looking at your child from the time you walk into the room. One thing we do not allow Kevin to have on, like we're walking in, he doesn't have his phone, he doesn't have his tablet, he that lock in. Because from the time they open that door, we are here. And we need to be listening to everything they're saying at that point. Even on breaks on set, unless it's like a lunch break or something, he doesn't do electronics. You will see him drawing, you will see him, and you have like directors and stuff that'll come over like, oh, that is nice artwork. They're seeing other areas of his character that you never know that could be used for something. It may be something else they working on where they like, oh yeah, we wanted some kids that could do some art. Let's talk. So I like for them to see his creativity outside of just the acting when we're on set. I need him to stay into the character that he was hired to be rather than distracted. We've seen kids like literally throw fits because their parents took their electronics, like lost it. And that is not where you want your kid to be. So know your kid, lock into your kid, have your bag ready of things that you're not going to keep their interest on set, because you could be there for hours along all day. And you were thinking like, okay, and it may be only 5 seconds that your kid is even in that whole scene when it's done at the end. And as a parent, you celebrate it. And, so you just try to keep their mind together. One of the lessons, again, we just so happened to be at a photo shoot, breakout session.
Oh, man.
And he was at a breakout session. Kelsey had just did
Ivy and Bean.
Ivy and Bean.
On
It was
Netflix.
huge. Her mom just happened to be there. We were talking. You never know who God's going to send your way. And at that point, we had just found out Kevin had ADHD, more on the attentive side. And what they let me know was a lot of child actors have ADHD and that's their imagination. They can not just imagine it, they can become it. And she told me they were 6 months in Canada, and that was during COVID. They were locked in, literally, couldn't go anywhere. And she was telling me how she handled her on set, how she handled. And you never know what God is up to, because her giving me that information was right at the time we were finding out, okay. And so for me, I always just keep your ears open. Pay attention when God is putting people in front of you. Pay attention when God is giving you messages. And don't be so anxious. Don't be so fearful. Don't be so, because in this industry, you literally, it's like being a doctor and they call and they page and say it's time to come in. You are on call at all times. And so get yourself ready so your kid can stay ready. So when we say we stay ready, so we don't have to get ready, we say what God has for you is for you. He does an audition, we say it, we pray, and we move on. We don't talk about it again or anything.
They don't even bring it up.
They don't even bring it up. It is what it is, because you train them in that way. You can't stay stuck. Where even when God don't want you there,
because when you stay stuck, like how my grandpa, he was supposed to be in the NFL, and then he got injured. If he would have been stuck like that, he's a amazing, well known pastor. He probably wouldn't even be how he was now, because
He got stuck.
He would have stayed stuck.
he would have been like, I still could be that. I still could be that. 30 years later, he'll still be staying that. He'll be stuck in that so much that he won't progress and forget and move on. He'll stay like that.
You'll be
That's
stuck.
good. That was a
You
good
got
point.
something?
Very good.
Yeah, we kind of moved on from it, but I just wanted to say this. But like Miss Punch said, when you're auditioning or when you're on set, you're always auditioning, no matter what you're doing. The directors are going to see you and see how you act, and then tell that to other people and other casting directors. And if the casting directors don't like that certain quality about you and how you handled a situation or something, then you're probably not going to get a role, and it's going to affect you because you messed up that audition because you thought that you were in the green or whatever, and nobody could see what you were doing, and you were hateful to other people. That's going to impact further roles and further opportunities.
Absolutely.
Heavily.
That's good. Next thing, hey, go for it. If your kid is trying, I had a friend that we wouldn't be here if she kept telling me when she was a baby, I think you need to do it, I think you need to do it. And she told me that her people used to tell her that about her sons, and she didn't do it. So she was pushing me to where I just started reaching out and look what happened. So it's not a me thing, it's a God thing.
Absolutely.
So if you feel like that God has chosen your kid, or you've been told that your kid needs to get into it, do it. There's nothing is stopping you. Go ahead and do it. Yeah. If you need any information or advice, you can reach out to me, inbox me or whatever. If I don't know, I'll find it. I'm not gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find the information out through my resources, or Shamara, or reach out to, I'm sure she don't mind you reaching out to her. We're here to help, you know. And we're still striving.
My reach out is different than Tanisha's.
Her reach out is a lot different. So be prepared for her reach out. I'm gonna give you a little more grace, but after the stupid question, I ain't gonna say there are no stupid questions, but after so much of her repeating it, she's only gonna repeat it one time. Me, I do give a little more grace, and I try to be like, okay, I do remember I did tell you this.
Yeah.
But she's gonna be like, hey, hold on, like she said earlier, if you don't want to sacrifice, then don't do it. Mine would have been a little bit different, but
because time, you can't get time back. And if God got me on a mission, I can't jump into your mission. He may send me your way, but once he send me your way, I'm gonna give you detailed instructions.
Everything. She can do everything.
And I do. And I will text it to you. I will talk to you, but I don't do cycles. So when you call and you keep calling and you keep calling because you're not doing what I advised you of the first time, and you then at that point I have to kind of look back into what God has me doing, because I can't get distracted in that area. So I am that way, and you need to get ready for that, because in this industry they not gonna keep
you can't be
so I'm
soft.
Just preparing you.
You can't be jellyback. Like I said earlier, you can't be jellyback. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you have any questions, once we post this on YouTube in a few days, you can ask questions in the comment section if you want
That's
to.
a good idea.
Go in. And,
did we reach our like goal for today?
We have. I don't know if we reached our light goal. Remember that the kid here, the artist, the creative, the talented,
The one and only.
kid actor, Kevin Punch has challenged you to a goal. So help us to reach our goal, to not disappoint this lovely, wonderful kid here. Help him reach his goal. I feel like I'm doing what's the thing? Give-a-thon or whatever. Help him reach his goal of 100 likes today. Come on, you can do it.
My lasting words would be, train up your child in the way that they should go, and when they're older they will not depart from it. And Kevin got all into my lasting words, because I literally was going to say that it's your job, it's our job to teach our children who God wants them to be. Their identity is in Christ. It's not in whatever else in the world. So don't try to look for status. If your child doesn't want to go to college, what does God want you to do, child? Does he want you to go to college, or does he want you to do whatever? Seek Christ in it, because if not, your child is going to be what you want your child to be, and they're not going to be happy. So allow them to know that their identity is in Christ, and allow them to move that way in Christ. That way they'll do what God wants them to do, and they will be happy doing it. And it's not going to be what you want, because a lot of parents are like, I want my child to go to college and get such and such degree, and just for the status, so it can make the parent look good. But it's not. Once you have trained them up in the way that they should go, and they are old enough, it's on them at that point. So we need to teach them that while they're young, so that they'll know as they get older that their identity is in Christ.
Absolutely.
Mom?
That was very good, Brittany. I thank you for saying those things. However, I'm going a different route. They introduced me as Pastor Turner, but I actually have two titles that I excel at, and one is Mom, the other one is Grandma. But my grandchildren call me Gram T or TT, and I rock both of those. But I am the ultimate fangirl of my grandchildren. I love them to, I will take a bullet for my grandchildren. These two right here, I just want to say this. When they did Abbott Elementary, I think I have watched every episode about 8 times. When Kevin's came on, I did not have, my phone wasn't functioning. All I could do was maybe take pictures. I couldn't call, I couldn't text. I took pictures of his scenes just so I could let people know I was watching Kevin. He did his thing on there too. Yes. So I am a fan of my grandchildren, all of them. I have 8, 9. I don't know. I got so many by blood and by love. And I am so happy and pleased with the things that they do. They are so intelligent. They are so humble. They are giving. They are loving. These it's 3 in the studio right now. They are the most loving individuals. I get all the love, and I revel it. I mean, I love it. I just wallow in it. And I am territorial. I'm going to own that.
Very much so.
They talk about me all the time because I am territorial. You can't do anything to them. You can't say anything about them to me. I'm not going to have to. I'm going to have to just check you and let you know that you're in error because you're talking about mine. I am very territorial, even though I am that. These are very great individuals. When you meet them, you're going to love them, all of them. And I'm happy that we did this. Mm-hmm. This was so fun for me. And I hate that my other daughter couldn't make it.
Yeah, we're missing a sister.
Yeah, we miss her, but I'm here. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. And we hope that you tune back in on the next episode, which we'll be
back next month.
Go ahead.
Do that. We'll be back next month, once a month. We were at the end of the month this month, but we'll be back next month, and we'll see you. Make sure that you go follow us for those that missed it. If you're on a replay, you can go and watch the entire episode on YouTube as well. We'll have that up. We appreciate you, and make sure we get those 100 likes. Don't let the baby down.
Please don't let him
Give us those 100 likes. So I'm so glad we did. This was fun. I think we may have to do a part 2. We didn't get to cover a lot of questions, but I do want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Mansfield High School and the students in the theater department. Those kids really, so that's another one of our support groups. They support us. I want to shout out Mansfield High School Theater Department, Miss Pankaiser and her students. You know who you are. I love you. We appreciate you here at Sister to Sister. Hopefully we get to see you, some of you on here soon. Wink, wink, you know who I'm talking about. But we want to say thank you. And they gave us a lot of these questions on today. We didn't get to cover them all, but we can, like Brandy said, if you have questions, you can put them in as you're watching later on. Put them in the comments because all of us will come back and we will respond. All of us. We thank our mom for being a fill-in for our sister who couldn't make it. She'll be back, y'all. She's not gone, but some things came up. She couldn't make it today. We love you, Ashley. You got us a great fill-in. Thank you for that. You got us great job. Also, we have another substitute, Shamar. Thank you. We love you.
We do. And yes, you can see here because I refuse to leave my other baby out. We kept talking about the baby.
That was my idea.
This is the baby. So the one I said 2 takes and that's all you gonna get. This is him. He's the director. He's the one who gonna make sure behind the camera they doing what they supposed to do.
We love y'all. We'll see y'all. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.